Well, Pat and Juan, as you know, this 5.1 earthquake hit Ojai, and you can tell right here, this store had to close down this wine boutique right here. Take a look at why. Back behind John. All of these shelves here, the reserve section for the wine. That quake, 5.1, rattling them right off the shelves. They've cleaned up the broken glass, but let me show you the video we have of all those bottles falling down. The workers here took some photos, and we're talking 15 to 20% of their inventory here, and this is the reserve collection out here. Thousands of dollars worth of wine smashed and shattered on the ground. We're talking a few hundred bottles. Back out here live, take a look. These are actually the ones on the floor. These are the bottles that survived. That's because they were on the lower shelves. And while all of this was happening, Miss Seymour here joining me live right now. You were inside here when this was happening.
Yes, I was, had the pleasure to be inside. It was a little terrifying, something of a Dolby, Atmos theater, but thankfully I was in the center, so I just, watched, but I'm perfectly okay.
You told me you actually screamed because it was loud in here, a lot of drama.
Yeah, I thought I'd be trained for an earthquake. My father's a geologist. I've had lots of preparation throughout the years, but when it comes down to it, yeah, it was really loud, lots of bottles crashing around you, pretty natural reaction. Let out a really fantastic scream, and just, kind of reacted to everything happening around me and kind of froze and stood in one place for a while.
And it's not just the bottles, Annie, right? Can you show me here? It actually affected this beautiful ceiling you have. This really shows the twisting and turning of the building, doesn't it? What happened?
Yeah, we've had sustained some damage to our ceiling over here and some track lighting over there. Also above my head, the ceiling warped as well. It's been, it was, we didn't really notice it as soon as it happened, but walking around afterward, it's been clear that things have shifted a little bit.
We're talking thousands of dollars worth of wine here. So what is the next step in this? Are you hoping the business can get that money back through insurance?
Yeah, thankfully we are insured. Our owner will go through that process with our insurance. I think it's a really good reminder, when you can, to support your small businesses locally. For us, every single dollar counts. And, what we would love is for those across any community that's been affected by events such as these to go to their local businesses and really support them, because we're already so grateful. Our neighbors came out and immediately helped us clean, which was incredible, and didn't even hesitate to kind of get started and help us, so we're really appreciative of that.
What are you hearing from the other businesses in this area? We know that across the county there hasn't been serious structural damage, but are you hearing from other businesses that there have been problems?
I haven't heard a ton at this point. Our next door neighbors had a couple things fall in the antique store, but that's been my, kind of the most interaction that I've had thus far. It's more just focused on cleaning ourselves up here.
All right, Annie, can you come over to the door with me? Sure. And John, if we can go over there, we want to talk about the storm here. I did talk to the Ventura County Sheriff's Department, and they say that they have had one power line down here because of the rain, but it hasn't been so bad. They've actually gotten 0 calls about structural damage or serious problems because of the 5.1 quake. But you have been preparing for the storm out here all day long because it's going to be coming through later tonight.
Yeah, we're definitely a little bit wary. I think we're a little bit more prepared. This past winter was particularly brutal for Ojai. Families are still recovering
from all that flooding,
from
all the damage.
Of the extensive flooding. We're a dry area. We don't get a lot of rain. Of course, any rain is welcome in Southern California. We're keeping our eyes out, and, we're going to hope for the best. Yeah,
well, maybe we can walk down here to the end of the street. This is usually where we see some of the flooding here in Ojai. Is that right?
I think anywhere where you have kind of a built-up of concrete within the downtown, you see flooding, particularly in the hills. Upper Ojai experienced a lot of flooding over the winter. It was particularly brutal as well by our creeks. We have a lot of, again, it's dry, so when it rains, it really does come down and flood the creeks.
Okay, well, Amy Seymour, thank you so much for talking to us. I'm sorry about the damage, but a 5.1 quake, your dad's a geologist.
Yes.
You know It could have been worse. 5.1s.
It could have been worse, yeah. Could have been worse.
Yeah, 5.1s, thank you so much. 5.1s, of course, are always felt but rarely cause significant damage. Fortunately, here in Ojai, no more serious damage, Pat and Juan, that we have found, at least not so far. And again, I did talk to Sergeant Yost with Ventura County Sheriff's Department, and they say they have not had significant reports yet. We just did get here moments ago, so we will check out this entire downtown area and have the very latest live for you when we have something new. Back to you.
All
Sounds
right,
good.
thank you so much, Ross. And you know.